Welcome to the Rhino Show. So, today's episode is going to be the final review of the single motor speedrun cars. So this is the single motor. We're going to go through it bit by bit. There are a couple little things that are going to change, and I'll talk about that as we go. I guess we can just get started. So this I finished up yesterday. I'll be honest, it's pretty heavy. Let's dust her down a little bit. She's a little dusty. I'm in here grinding, aluminum them and everything all day long. They get a little dusty. Alright, she's purty again. So this one has the custom body. I had this painted. I said I wanted a silver truck with blue flames, and that's what they did. So, very cool design. I love it. I love the red one more, which will come up on the next build, but this one is pretty snazzy as well. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to take this body off so you can see what's underneath. I do have the aluminum YZX sliders on the roof. That'll keep me from damaging the roof when I crash at 200 mile an hour. I really don't think it's going to matter. But anyway, they look good. I put them on there. Also, turn this way a little bit. You can see the wing. This is made by Stupid RC, I believe. It's all metal, powder coated. I think it looks sick. Plus, it's adjustable, so that's what you need if you're going to be doing some speed running. As far as the body goes, paint job, sliders, wing. That's about it. Now, underneath the body is a whole different story. This one, it's funny. It had several different components that wouldn't work together. And the ESC blew out. I got a new one of those. I thought maybe the motor had something to do with it, so I sent that back. They sent me my original back, plus a backup to verify that it worked right. And finally, it all came together, and the main issue was the Spectrum SR6200 receiver. So it has some kind of proprietary bullshit on it that you have to do something to unlock it so that it'll work with Castle Creations ESCs. As soon as I replaced it with an SR515, everything worked. Immediately, everything worked. So, yeah, that was weird to me. I'd never heard of that. He had heard of it, obviously, because I called their technical support because I had no idea what was going on. Everything obviously was hooked up right. I know what I'm doing, so I had no idea what was going on, why the ESC wouldn't turn on properly. It'd turn on, but not properly. And it all came down to that receiver. Swapped the receiver out for a new 515, and it's perfect. So remember, if you're going to do modifications on a vehicle with the SR6200, you're going to have to unlock it, and there's a special procedure you have to do that. I've decided I just won't use 6200s anymore. I will only use 515s, 315s, 215s. And if I need a 6-channel for something, I've got others to try, but I don't know. I'm going to stick with these little ones for now because you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so let's go underneath first. So underneath here, you see several things. Starting in the front, work our way back. This is a COWRC Hobby front splitter. It sticks out 10 millimeters further than any other front splitter. I got the GPM splitter mount. I've got the titanium RamJam screws for the splitter. I've got these carbon fiber wheel well covers, but as you can see, they're not made for this chassis. There aren't any that are made for this chassis, so you got this little overlay here, which will probably scrape off pretty easily once you get going. But it's the same way on both sides. I could cut it off. I've thought about it. But I want to wait and see what happens. We've got a titanium skid plate here and 2 titanium skid plates here. So the things that are going to hit the ground first are these 2, this one, these titanium screws, and then the 2 pieces of carbon fiber. Now the 2 pieces of carbon fiber are not going to last very long, but they're there. Back here in the back, we got the winglets, the little carbon fiber winglets. These guys up here. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, this thing that stands out the most is the chassis. This is a Just Bash It RC chassis. Extended all the way out to the edge of the body. It fits under the body, and it's just an art piece, man. I mean, it's just beautiful. I was very lucky to get one of these and be able to use it in this project. So how do I get Just Bash It RC? Well, Just Bash It RC, they have a website where you can look at their parts, but you have to buy them through EVS Hobbies USA. EVS Hobbies USA. To be honest, EVS Hobbies, owns Just Bash It. They're part of the same company, and he just separates it so that I don't know why, but I mean, the hobby store is a hobby store. Just Bash It RC is a CNC facility, so I get it. Make it in a CNC building, and then you take it to the sales building, which is the hobby store. So that's it on the bottom. A lot of titanium, and there's titanium throughout this whole build. No screw hole issues, nothing. Smooth as silky. Alright. Bring the camera back down here. Oh. So. I guess. If you saw the last video of my basher infraction, you would know it was pretty loud. This one is not very loud, but again, look at the smoothness. Anyway, so it's very smooth. The drivetrain is immaculate. So let's look at the stock parts. So the stock parts on this build are this foam, this plastic, and the plastic that goes over your bulkhead, and then the big plastic plate down here. Nobody's come up with a replacement for this yet. I think you could do a carbon fiber one, but the plastic might be the best way to go. I've got several of these here, so if I scrape this one to hell or break it or strip it, I've got more, so I don't have to worry about it. And then the rear diffuser. Those are the only stock parts on the car. The front plastic pieces and then the rear plastic piece. Everything else is, I mean, aftermarket parts. All right, so let's get started. Let's go to the front. I mean, there's so much stuff on this one. I'm going to try and go through as fast as I can, but let's see. So first off, Power Hobby splitter. It's wider than most. It's mounted to a GPM splitter mount. Like I said, these foam pieces and plastic pieces here in the front are all stock. We've got Perfect Pass body mount system and Perfect Pass body posts. These are new. They just came out. They're freaking sick. They look awesome. They work very well. They're just a tiny bit of slop instead of some of the other things, like the ones I had that had these screwed on. They were aluminum, and these were screwed on. Those, you could move them like 2 feet. They were so sloppy. But I got these front and rear. They work great. I love them. This one I went ahead and put GPM shocks on. So I had the blue to match my theme. And these are Perfect Pass Speedrun springs. Very nice. These are from Amazon. These are aluminum shock covers. You know, I'm all for having, safety covers and stuff like that. But if you're hitting 200 miles an hour, you're not going to be worried about that. So they're just there for show, because if you crash this, I mean, you can hit a wall just messing around. But if it's solely a speedrun vehicle and you take it out, and like I said, you crash at 180 mile an hour, there's going to be a lot of damage, and you're not going to be worried about the little shock tops. You're going to be worried about, is my chassis broke? Are my A-arms broke? ESC motor mount, stuff like that. Alright, let's get started in the front. Let me try and get my lamp better suited for our position. There we go. So now we can look at them. So, GPM blue shocks, Amazon shock covers. We have Treal bulkheads in this one as well. We have Perfect Pass A-arms, which if you want no slop, you gotta get them. There's no slop in these A-arms. And that's why he made them. He made them so that you didn't have to worry about flex and all that stuff. More repeatability. And the way you get more repeatability is by getting rid of any little movement that can change due to weather or, you know, speed, all that stuff. So yeah. That's why he made the A-arms, and they look sick and they work great. Inside the wheel, very hard to see, but these are the Scorched knuckles. They are absolutely by far the best I've ever seen. They just work great, look great, like I said. This one also has the titanium link mounts on them. And then we have GPM links, camber links in the front. We also have the upgraded sway bar and sway bar end links. Hard to see. We've got the Servo Saver Liss steering bell cranks by Scorched. We have inside, we have RamJam lockers, and these are on, I think it's 3610, 3210, 3010, somewhere in there. I don't know off the top of my head, but I've got aftermarket gears in here as well. With the lockers, which are fantastic. This car entirely ceramic bearings. So this one's ready to go. Other than being tuned properly. I'm going to have to do some research on that. I mean, I got to set up the best I know how, but I'm sure there's, you know, how high it is off the ground, what it needs to be. I mean, I got it where I think it needs to be, but, you know, these are my first speedrun cars, so hell, I don't know. So I'm going to try and get some of that information from some people. We got titanium shock mounts, and then on the bottom, we've got titanium hinge pins by RamJam, upper hinge pins that are by RamJam, and then Scorched upper rear hinge pin mount. And then this one has, the YZX hinge pin mounts on the lower front and lower rear. They have zero toe in the rear. It's set up that way, designed that way. And what that does is it gives you much better geometry for speed runs. We got the receiver box by GPM. It has the 515 in it, which so does the Basher one. I forgot to mention that, but it has a 515 in it too. But this one has the NSDRC SS600. Now, I spoke about this in the last video. This one is a full size, 1/10, 1/8 scale servo. Very fast. It's called it's an extreme. So very fast, a lot of torque. It'll be perfect. Little overkill. NSDRC thinks I'm an idiot for putting that much in there, but you know, they said the SS200 is the best one for it, which I have that one in the Basher, but I wanted to put an SS600 in this one. Now, in the next build, I'm going right in between the two. So you got the SS200, SS600, and I'm going to do the SS400 or 450. I'm not sure. I've got it around here somewhere. And it's an RS, but he's changing the name to SS because it is the same family as the other two. So mine will say RS because I got it before he changed the name. But that's no big deal. All right, continuing on. Oh. The weather change is killing me. Like every muscle in my body hurts. It's every bone's crackling. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't want to know that, but we have a Just Bash It RC Anchorman. What else down here? We've got... So now, let's go ahead and do the drivetrain. The drivetrain is perfect pass, input, diff cups, perfect pass, carbon fiber, drive shafts. I'm going to try and get it to where you can see it. Right down there, that's all carbon fiber. Beautiful. Perfect pass, center, spool, set up perfectly. It's all adjustable, but I mean, it's just using the proper shims. You know, I used to be a guy that never used shims. I was just like, fuck it, let's run it. But over the years, I've come to find out the better you do something, the more attention to details that you are, the better it is. I mean, this looks cool, and it's got, you know, tons of nice parts on it, but it's also set up correctly. My diffs are set up correctly, shimmed. There's no slop. There's no nothing rubs, nothing hits something that it shouldn't. Everything's free, floating, and damn near perfect. So we've got the PP carbon fiber drive shaft. We got the PP. By the way, this whole kit includes both drive shafts. It includes the spool and all the shims and everything to go with it, and includes the output or the input drive cups. So when you buy the carbon fiber drive shafts from Perfect Pass, you get everything you need to go from diff to diff. You are going to need a motor mount, but everything else, diff to diff, is taken care of by Perfect Pass. Here I got a PPS single motor mount. Heavy duty as hell. I mean, you could shoot that thing and it would still be good to go. Up front we got a Just Bash It RC brace. This is the only one of the three that has both a front and rear brace. Both of them are Just Bash It RC, and you can get those at EVS Hobbies. I got this carbon fiber bow center brace. This is a Power Hobby. I have another Scorch sitting over there on the table that I need to put in this. They're exactly the same. The only difference is The scorched metal parts look CNC'd, whereas these look like they've been cleaned up. Not polished, but there's no lines, so. Oh, moving on back, we've got our Hyperflow fans. We love Hyperflow fans. They just make it easy. All you got to do is get it out of the box, put it on here, and then do a couple zip ties to hold it to run to the motor, or you can do the metal C-clamps? No. Heater hose clamps, the round ones. He now has a setup that uses those, and those will make it so your fans won't ever move. But me, I don't like to tear up my motor. I don't want it to be all scratched up and shit. So I prefer the zip tied version, because if it moves, I mean, it's stopped by the pissed Rhino motor mount. This one was made by SBIPrints, and with another piece over there. But since I got my 3D printer, I've already printed the ones I need for the next build. I'm so proud of myself. I'm 50 years old, guys, and I can, within a day, or an evening really, I have my 3D printer up and running, working, figured out how to get files and printing. So pretty proud of myself. Now I got to get the design software so I can start designing my ideas. I always do great draft drawing pictures with all the measurements and shit. So I should be able to just put all that stuff into a simple CAD software so that I can print out what I'm thinking. I enjoy that a lot. That's fun. I've got 2 degrees in engineering, and retirement's great, but man, you miss using your brain when you're retired. You just miss it. But all right, so Hyperflow fans, kicking ass. We got 2 on the motor, and we don't have one on the ESC for a reason I'll let you know about in a minute. This one is using new motors. Now, Steve New is a mega motor guy. They make motors for everything, but New Racing, even though the sticker says New Motors, New Racing carries all the motors for RC cars, and they are all wicked. I know a lot of people are into TP Power, and those are great. I'm using them in the next build. I'm excited about that. But new motors, I mean, this is no joke. So I want to get it out on the road, but then I don't. I mean, it's so pretty. Anyway, let's go on. Again, we got Treal bulkhead. We've got YZX hinge pin mounts. We've got RamJam hinge pins, and we got Perfect Pass A-arms, and we have titanium, I forgot to mention this, front and rear titanium axles by RamJam. We've got the GPM, I guess I can move this up a little bit, GPM toe adjustments, or not toe, yeah, no, these are camber, friggin' shit. The other ones are toe, these are camber. We've got the GPM body mount support. This little guy here. Then we have GPM. We have GPM diffuser mounts. These are very sturdy aluminum. Yeah, YZX down here. They make some pretty good stuff. I've used their stuff for a little while now, and it's nice. It's not just some junk company. They're CNCing some good stuff. So again, we have the Perfect Pass body pins, and we have the Perfect Pass body pin mount. These are made so you can put things out here. You can add mount holes and put mounts out here so that you're supporting the whole chassis. I haven't figured it out, but my idea is I'm going to put some rubber hosing in here, maybe gas tank tubing for RCs, nitro cars. Put it in here, stand it up, and let it kind of support the body on the ends and front and rear. So that's my thought. We've got scorched hubs in the rear. And then we have Just Bastion RC wheel axles and nut, which sticks out way too far. And it sticks the tires out too far by about 3 millimeters. So I've got RamJam titanium axles and nuts coming to bring these back in so that I'm not rubbing all the time. All right, so we got one more side to do. So smooth. All right, on this side, we have our capacitor pack, which is good for up to 12S. We've got our XLX2, which is also good to 12S, I think. I don't know. I'm only running at 8S, so I'm not too worried about it, but I think it is good. With some motors, it's good up to 12S. I got my Ys all made up with all my 8mm bullets. I replaced the ESC wires with this black one, which makes it look so much better. There's not big ESC wires wrapping around. I mean, it goes perfectly to the receiver box. No hassle. So yeah, mounts up great, looks great. We got our Velcro, industrial Velcro down on the bottom here. And I think you can see the axles a little bit better. There you go. See the carbon fiber axle here. And then there's one right there. They glisten. They really do. Well, I can't think of anything else. Since I went down a gear in the diffs, they went in without modification, which is great. And you can see this brace here also holds The motor mount together. I really like that. Oh, we got a Just Bash It RC steering plate. I don't know if I said that earlier. Titanium shock mounts. I think that's it, guys. We got BSR 95mm tires, foam tires, ready to rip. If you guys have any questions about the build, or like capacitor setup or the fan setup, I can let you know how it's all done and be glad to work with you to make sure if you're doing it that it gets done right. I just like doing that kind of stuff, so feel free to ask me. I'll help in any way I can. I should have touched this. What is going on? There we go. Alright, so we'll bolt this back on, or pin it back on. These body pins have multiple holes to try. So if you want to get it super tight, you can. I just put them in the top hole because everything I got kind of lines up with that. These are such a pain in the ass. I know there's a lot of people that hate the, clipless bodies, but I love them. You don't have to deal with this shit every time you take it apart. Alright, fuck it. I'll put those back on and put this back on the shelf here very soon. I mean, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you think of this beast. I think it looks pretty badass, except for these big fucking nuts. But it's going to take some big fucking nuts to drive this guy. I mean, it's going to be scary fast. I've down geared it to where it should only go 200 miles an hour instead of 240. So that'll be interesting to see if it actually hits it or not. It's a little bit heavier than most, so I can't tell you confidently that it'll hit 200. Maybe if I put it back to 240, we might hit 200, but I don't know. 200 for me is like so fucking fast. I just know I would crash it. I just know I would crash it. Because I'm too old. I don't have the vision or neck speed to keep my eye on the thing. I'd just like peg it and hope for the best, which is not something you do with a very expensive RC car. But I'm going to find somebody that'll drive it. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching my little video. If you can, or if you would like to, please subscribe to my group. Please like it. Please share it. And I have decided we are going to do an auction sometime this month. I have tons and tons of parts, new stuff, in the box stuff, stuff out of the box. The way it'll work is I'll have a starting bid price, a price that I don't want to go under. So I'll say, like, you know, this is opening bid of $25. So then you guys, if you want it and you're willing to pay $25, you say $25. And if nobody else comes in and bids higher, you get it for that price. So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be a fun time. We just need to pick the best day, because if you have any comments on, you know, should it be a Friday night? Should it be a Saturday? Should it be a Sunday? I need to know. Winter's coming up, so you guys won't all be out RCing too much. I know some of you will, but the crawlers, the little 1/18 scale crawlers, is, unless you get a very light dusting, snow is going to be a hassle for those guys. So let me know what you think. Because I want a bunch of people to be able to get in there and get some pieces. Every order will come with a pissed Rhino patch and sticker. So I know that don't mean a lot, but I think it's pretty cool. So I'll pass that on to you guys. Okay. I'm done wasting your guys' time with my little video. So you won't see this one again for a while. I'm going to do the axles and stuff. No big deal. And then that one's going to go on the shelf. If anyone is interested in buying it, let me know. We can work something out. But the project's done, and it is a beast. So out of all the cars I've built, this is probably the most fun I've had. Now, with that being said, the next one is going to blow your minds. It's going to be a ripper. All right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you here next time on the Pissed Rhino Show. Thanks, everybody.